Well, I just realized I never even showed this in my exhaust video. Here is the complete header to turbo exhaust that we built to fit in this little baby S10. If you saw the last video, not a lot of room in here, but we still want to have max flow with minimum back pressure, so I think we might get there. And it's nice to see it now out of the car because as soon as this thing runs, it's never going to look this good again. So we're working on some charge piping here. So the first thing we got to do is come out, go down and under this side here, and that'll wrap up into the intercooler here. I already did the other side. Turned out pretty good. Isn't rubbing on anything. Seems like it should clear everything. Hopefully it clears the tire when the suspension compresses. I do plan to lower the front end. I got some lowering springs for it, and that'll bring it down about 3 inches, so hopefully we're good. I think we'll be fine. So, I'm gonna go back to Pie Town, make a whole bunch of pie cuts. I'm gonna cut some stuff up and see what happens. So if you watched the last video where I made the pre-turbo exhaust, you saw I welded a little plate on the bottom of this exhaust clamp. And the reason I do that is because I'm making pie cuts, so I set my angle of my bandsaw here to 7.5 degrees, and that way the other side of the pie cut is another 7.5, and then you get 15 degrees. So 6 of those will make a 90. So we get this set to 0, and then we'll make our first cut. We'll rotate this around until it's 180 on the bottom, make the next cut, and then you know your pie cuts are nice and even. Alright, well, got a lot of pie cuts cut out. So after I cut them on the bandsaw, I take them over to the belt sander and make sure each side is nice and flat. And then I have a wire wheel on my bench grinder, and I just lightly hit the edges to take off that little bit of flash. Now, I need to take a Brillo pad and take off all the aluminum oxide on this outer layer here, because aluminum oxide melts at a higher temperature than the aluminum itself. So when you're trying to weld it, you end up trying to break through the aluminum oxide for a while, and then when it finally breaks through, it blows through. It's kind of a lengthy process, takes a while. Sure would be nice to have some help.
Yeah, I gotta admit, bud, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, sorry, right in the middle of something.
I don't even know where I am right now.
You know what? Never mind. I got it. Alright, so my plan for the fuel system is to use the stock tank for now. I do plan to fabricate a fuel cell for this later on, but I want to use a stock tank for now just to get this thing running, just so we can hear it. So the stock fuel pump, probably not going to be good enough. But I do have a Hellcat fuel pump, and so I'm going to make that work. But it doesn't really fit where the stock fuel pump went. So you can see this is a bit wider and isn't going to fit in there. Also, this with the little filter on there isn't going to fit inside this, which is the little can that goes down in your tank. It attaches to this. The full sending unit attaches to the back. I want to keep that. I would like to know my fuel level. So what I did was cut part of this off so that this filter will fit through there. And to hold the pump itself, because we don't want it just flopping around in there, I'm just going to cut the bottom off of this, and then I'll just zip tie it in there. And then this thing, these little guys here, slide down in here and it'll hold it in place. So I'm going to cut the bottom off of this, see if we can make this work. All right, well, I think it's gonna work. So the factory setup has a bigger line for the return than it does for the feed, which is just ridiculous. So I just swapped those. I'm gonna use this one for the feed, got a -8, and for the return I'm gonna do a -6 AN. You can get these little adapters that just clip right on to the factory setup, which is pretty convenient if you're doing a setup like this. Only other thing I got to do is hook up a power and a ground, and that basically was this wire from the factory setup. I'm going to see if I can get some beefier wire in there and de-pin this and pin in some beefier wire, but this will just plug back up into here, and then I'm going to run some beefier wire into there as well. But I think we're in pretty good shape, so I'm going to move on.
Hey, bud, the truck turned green.
Yeah, why do you keep winking?
Yeah, that too.
You noticed that. Well, funny thing is, the guy I bought the truck off of signed the title in the wrong spot, and then he refused to help me get it sorted out. And that went on for a few months. And so finally, I had another buddy who had a parts truck with a title, and worked out a pretty sweet deal. And luckily, I have another friend down the road who's as redneck as I am. And he brought his gantry down, and, well, we redneck engineered a way to get that cab off and onto this chassis.
Ready for liftoff? Go slow.
Oh, you're still connected.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Tim, wait!
There we go.
Go!
I don't know why I'm trying to protect this cab. Hang on. Okay, we're good now.
Disengage brakes.
Disengage.
Disengage engaged. Excellent. Commence rolling. Rolling commenced.
There we go.
All right, all chocked.
Now we can stand back and look at how ugly this color is.
Time to take off the gloves.
Oh yeah. Let's get naked.
Gloves are coming off.
God, I fucking hate this color so much. hate it so much. Well, that was a hootenanny of a humdinger of a hoedown, tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
You know, the green accent in the background with this big, beautiful motor actually makes the town look better. It makes the motor stand out more.
When you're really hammered down, you can tell people you're going full kilt.
You're such a piece of shit. Wonder if these still open and close nicely. Fuck yeah.
Better than the red truck.
Don't even try that side, okay?
Quit while we're
I'm
at
not
it.
worried about that side. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Moving on. All right, after many trials and tribulations, I think she's gonna run. Let's try this out. Fuel pump engaged. Well, all right, she runs. For the initial startup, it actually sounds real good. That's what I love about these Terminator systems. You know, they plug them in, go through a wizard, and it fires right up. Like, literally just fired right up. So, it's pretty awesome. Definitely still gonna need some more tuning, and I got a lot more to do. The transmission isn't in it. I still want to do a shift kit, which I have, and I got a 3800 stall torque converter to put in it. That's coming up real soon. The wiring that I had set up just to start it, as you saw, I was just starting it from the front. I just had some switches hooked up, so I got to run the wiring into the cab. This used to be a manual cab, so there's a hole here already. Just got to open that up a little bit. Send the wiring through. Tons of work to do on the interior, but that doesn't need to come right away. We're getting pretty close. I mean, brake lines might be kind of important, but needless to say, I'm real excited. Sounds awesome. The exhaust that I had on here just coming out the side, obviously temporary, just so I could get an O2 sensor in there so it would run. So, gonna finish that up. I'm gonna do some brake lines, gonna get the transmission in this thing, and then hopefully pretty soon we get to drive it. It's not gonna be right away. I've got a lot of stuff going on, but I'm gonna keep plugging along and I'm gonna try to update you guys more often. So, thanks for stopping by. Hope we see you next time.
Oh yeah.
Let's get naked!
Gloves are coming off. Yeah. Oh, okay.